Good afternoon. Welcome to the most exciting and most anticipated part of the 2021 National PESO Congress. In a short while, we will be announcing and recognizing the winners for this year's Bayanihan Service Award. But before that, let us listen to an inspiring message from our beloved Dole Secretary, Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III.
Minamahal nating katuwang sa pagpapalawig ng serbisyong pang-empleyo sa ating bansa. Nais ko kayong batiin ng isang mapagpalang araw sa pagdaraos ng ika-21 National PESO Congress sa napakaganda at napakaligtas na siyudad ng Cagayan de Oro City. Hindi lingid sa ating kaalaman bilang kalihim ng Dole, ang samot-saring balakid na patuloy na pinagtatagumpayan ng ating bansa sa tulong ng mga Public Employment Service Offices na naririto ngayon. Lalo na sa gitna ng kinakaharap nating pandemyang lubos na nakakaapekto sa kabuhayan ng libu-libong Pilipino sa loob at labas ng bansa. Sa gitna ng lahat ng ito, nais kong purihin ang mga PESO sa pagbibigay ng iba't ibang alternatibong serbisyo sa ating mga kababayan. Pati na rin ang di natitinag na kagustuhang ipagpatuloy ang job matching at referral services para sa ating mga manggagawang nangangailangan ng trabaho. At higit sa lahat ay ang taus-pusong pagbibigay ng tulong maging sa labas ng kanilang tungkulin bilang PESO na nagpapakita ng kanilang layunin na matugunan ang daing ng mga mamamayan na sasadlak sa kahirapan dahilan ng kasalukuyang krisis sa ating bansa. Sa taong ito, muli tayong magsama-sama sa ilalim ng temang PESO 2021, Sama-samang Pagtutulungan tungo sa pagbangon ng bayan bilang mga simbolo ng katatagan. At maasahan haligi ng manggagawang Pilipino sa tinatahak nating daan upang muling buhayin ang ekonomiya sa pamamagitan ng pagpapalakas ng labor market ng ating bansa. Hayaan ninyo kayong aking pasalamatan ng lubos sa patuloy na suportang inyong inilalaan sa Dole. Naway maging matagumpay ang pagdaraos ng kauna-unahang virtual National PESO Congress. At magsilbi sana itong ehemplo para sa mga susunod na henerasyon na sa kahit anong sitwasyon, handa ang PESO at ang kabuuan ng departamento upang maghatid ng walang sawang serbisyong pampubliko. Muli, minamahal kong PESO, mabuhay kayo at mabuhay ang manggagawang Pilipino.
Thank you very much, Secretary Bello. And now, let us begin the celebration of this momentous event. Celebrating anniversaries in the midst of the COVID-19 global pandemic may appear trivial to a casual observer. But for those whose lives were touched by the 2-decade employment facilitation services provided by the Public Employment Service Program of the government, the occasion deserves a joyful celebration. Indeed, it is with deepest pride that on the 20th year anniversary of the successful partnership between the Public Employment Service Offices and the Department of Labor and Employment, Dole's Bureau of Local Employment is launching a coffee table book entitled Ika-20 Anibersaryo ng PESO Act 1999 to 2019. 2 dekada ng paghahatid serbisyo sa manggagawang Pilipino. This photo-laden hardbound contains pictures of momentous occasions, unpublished photographs that chronicle the plights and triumphs of dedicated men and women who steered our public employment service offices through the challenging years of facilitating access of job seekers to gainful employment and livelihood opportunities. The 20-year journey, which generated millions of jobs, had been captured in these collection of photographs, short stories, and narratives. As an anthology, the Coffee Table Book features a chapter dedicated to highlight, in chronological order, the ascendancies of leaders who played their respective roles that shaped the destiny of PESO Map as an organization. They are the past presidents who used the platform of their presidency not only to lead their respective LGU's employment facilitation initiatives, but also assist the Department of Labor and Employment in program advocacies and employment facilitation program promotion that included appearances in various fora nationwide. Worth mentioning at this juncture is their attendance in congressional and related legislative hearings when the Republic Act 8759, also known as the PESO Act of 1999 and its amendment, Republic Act 10691, were being deliberated. During the regularly scheduled quarterly meetings, these officers gave their sound advice and actively participated in the crafting of policies and issuances, which improved the operation and overall management of the PESO program. Allow us the rare opportunity to introduce them. Ms. Mary Grace A. Ibuna, PESO Federation President, 1993 to 1994. Mary Grace A. Ibuna, former San Juan City Councilor, was the first president of the PESO National Federation. She sought the support of PESO managers and LGUs in lobbying for the institutionalization of PESOs across all the regions in the Congress. Since the PESO was newly established, she called for the first PESO managers training in Baguio City, which aimed to promote and assist LGUs in the institutionalization of PESOs nationwide. The training had also provided the PESO managers with sufficient knowledge in delivering DOLE's employment facilitation programs to their constituencies. LGUs have started to establish PESOs, and the growing number of PESO managers had called for a formal organization that would serve as a bridge between DOLE, the PESO managers, and the LGUs. Mr. Peter C. Capitan, PESO Phil President, 2001 to 2007. During the formative years of the PESO Phil, Mr. Peter C. Capitan acted as the interim president, being the head of the PESO National Federation. He was formally elected as the first president of the PESO Phil in 2005 during the conduct of the 5th National PESO Congress. Mr. Capitan's term paved the way for heralding the existence of PESOs to the public. Through the efforts of the PESO Phil, under his leadership and of the DOLE, PESOs had a leg to stand on with the passage of the PESO Act. Along with the establishment of the PESO Phil and its registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the amended constitution and bylaws of the organization was also conceived during his tenure. After 7 years, the conduct of the National PESO Congress was resumed when it was celebrated on 2003 at the Grand Menseng Hotel in Davao City. In the succeeding years, the same was held again in different parts of the country to celebrate the remarkable triumphs of the PESO. At the end of his term, the search for Best PESO was introduced, were the significant contributions and outstanding accomplishments of the PESOs in the deployment of DOLE-initiated employment facilitation programs were recognized. Throughout his stint as the leader of the PESO field, Mr. Capitan and the officers of the organization advocated for the institutionalization of the PESOs through local legislations. They have also marketed the PESO services to employers in the private sector. Through these achievements and efforts of Mr. Capitan's leadership has set in motion the vehicle of service that provides for the Filipino people and will continue to do so in the years to come.
In the next 20 years, all PESO must be institutionalized with sariling staffing organization.
Dr. Aurora G. Zaportiza, 2008 to 2010, second PESO-Phil President. During the conduct of the 7th National PESO Congress, Dr. Aurora G. Zaportiza of Butuan City, Agusan del Norte, was elected as the second president of the PESO-Phil. During her tenure as the president of the organized PESOs in the country, PESO-Phil reached new heights and accomplished many things in furtherance of the goal to effectively deliver the services of the government in every part of the nation. Among these achievements are the establishment of the Skills Registry at the local government unit level that led to the launching of the National Skills Registry system in 2010, and the involvement of the PESOs as strategic partners in the jobs campaign of the DOLE. Under her leadership, PESO-Phil also advocated for the protection of the Filipino workforce by highlighting the anti-illegal recruitment and trafficking campaign of the DOLE in coordination with other agencies, and by advocating HIV awareness through the active participation of the PESO. During her term, PESO-Phil also took an active role in promoting and disseminating the use of PhilJobNet, an automated job and applicant matching system which aims to fast-track search for jobs and employers' search for manpower.
PESO Map Incorporated used to be PESO-Phil Incorporated. It has a long way to go, it being widely recognized as an institution which prime purpose is to facilitate people find dignified and decent jobs. Be deeply involved and let it be felt that you and the programs we advocate are indispensable.
Elizabeth L. Alonzo, 2011 to 2013, third PESO-Phil President. Ms. Elizabeth L. Alonzo from Bulacan was elected as the third PESO-Phil President during the 10th National PESO Congress at Taal Vista Hotel, Tagaytay City. Being the first Hall of Famer of the SBP Awards, her dedication for excellence was undeniable, and she used this character to lead as the president of the organization. Her tenure as the leader of the PESO-Phil focused, among others, on expanding the network of the PESOs. She continued the advocacy to encourage LGUs to establish and institutionalize their own PESOs. Through her efforts and of the PESO-Phil officers during her term, they were able to ink memoranda of agreements with the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, Governors League, League of Municipalities of the Philippines, and League of Cities of the Philippines to further strengthen the partnership with local chief executives in support for the expansion of the PESO network in the country. She also campaigned for the establishment of more school-based PESOs to increase the scope of employment facilitation services of the government and the sustainability of the PESO program. These offices in educational institutions were known as job placement offices. to fully equip the actors of the organization. The PESO Phil, under her governance, has conducted series of training programs for PESO managers and embarked on local and international benchmarking activities. One significant activity was the PESO Phil study tour and benchmarking trip in Taipei, Taiwan on October 26 to 29, 2013, hosted by the Manila Economic and Cultural Office. It was also during her incumbency that the PESO theme song was released. The song sought to capture the attention of the public towards the role of PESOs as employment facilitation service providers.
Lagi sanang iisipin na ginagawa namin ito dahil sa pagmamahal sa PESO. Ang aming nagawa ay hindi lamang dahil sa namumuno sa organisasyon, kundi dahil sa pakikisa at paghihirap ng mga PESO manager sa buong bansa.
Visha Marie P. Aldon, 2014 to 2016, 4th PESO MAP President. Ms. Visha Marie P. Aldon took oath as the 4th President of PESO Phil during the 13th National PESO Congress in Southern Leyte. It was during her term that the PESO Phil was renamed to PESO Managers Association of the Philippines, or PESO MAP. She vied for the organization's financial viability and enhancing the role of PESO managers in assisting local chief executives to address employment concerns. The heavy workload of PESO managers in delivering DOLE's services had also prompted Ms. Visha to seek the assistance of DOLE, the Department of Budget and Management, and Senator Sonny Angara in increasing the allowance of PESO managers from 2,000 pesos to 5,000 pesos. With a strong sense of leadership and competent executive officers, the PESO MAP intensified their lobbying efforts with different departments and in the Congress that later led to the signing of the amended PESO Act of 1999, or Republic Act 10691.
I don't consider it as my personal accomplishment because I know for sure that my predecessors all initiated efforts to amend the previous law. I work closely with people who were very dedicated and they really pushed for the passage of the new PESO Act.
Norman Victor M. Ortiz, 2017 to 2019, 5th PESO MAP President. The 5th PESO MAP President hails from Region 8 in Southern Leyte. Before assuming presidency, Mr. Norman Victor M. Ortiz also received the Hall of Fame Award during the 14th PESO Congress in 2014. The amendment of the PESO Act, or RA number 10691, had strengthened the PESO MAP's goal of the PESO's institutionalization nationwide with the newly amended PESO Act of 1999, or RA number 10691. Mr. Norman Ortiz's leadership paved the way for LGUs to sponsor capacity development trainings where PESO Hall of Famers would share their best practices, advices, and offer help to PESOs who sought institutionalization from their respective LGUs. It was also during Mr. Ortiz's tenure that the largest PESO Congress was held. Hosted in Davao City, the 18th National PESO Congress had almost 1,500 participants that signed the strong support of LGUs to the PESO MAP and the commitment towards providing equal access to employment opportunities among Filipinos. The Memorandum of Agreement among DOLE, DILG, and PESO MAP, signed in 2018, prompted Mr. Norman Ortiz and his executive officers to professionalize the PESO manager's position by lobbying at the House of Representatives. Their efforts led to the issuance of Civil Service Commission Memorandum Circular Number 20, Series of 2019, that created the qualification standards for the PESO manager position at the LGU level. By March 2019, there are 1,926 PESOs nationwide, of which 1,592 are LGU PESOs, 278 JPOs, and the remaining 55 are NGO GOCC PESOs.
I wish to see the same enthusiasm and cooperation and camaraderie among the incoming set of officers to keep the fire burning. The pride is ours to keep, and it is our opportunity to keep and cherish as we put PESO map into the limelight while embracing the rays of change to shine in the entire nation.
This coffee table celebrates the unique one-of-a-kind social partnership that binds the PESOs of local government units and the Department of Labor and Employment. Dedicated to our hard-working PESOs, this coffee table book is Dole's humble way of expressing its gratitude and anticipation of more years of public employment service. The Department of Labor and Employment acknowledges the significant role of public employment service offices as its partner in the implementation of employment service programs at the grassroots level, with the objective of maintaining and strengthening the delivery of employment facilitation services nationwide. The DOLE launched the annual search for Best PESO. For details on the 2019 awards, let us watch the video.
The Search for Best PESO is an annual event being conducted by the Bureau of Local Employment to give recognition to the outstanding Public Employment Service Office who perform above and beyond what their service requires.
In this year's Search for Best PESO, 57 entries passed the initial screening, while 25 LGU-based PESOs and 5 job placement offices qualified as nominees for the prestigious award. These PESOs attained an overall rating of not lower than 75% in the criteria for PESO core services, the referral and placement, labor market information, and career guidance and employment coaching.
This started from the opening of bids, followed by the evaluation of entries, deliberation of nominees, and finally, the confirmation of winners by the Secretary of the Department of Labor and Employment himself.
9 LGU-based PESOs and 1 JPO stood out from the nominees. These were personally evaluated by the National Awards Committee comprised of Assistant Secretary Dominic Tutay, Undersecretary Renato L. Ebarle, and Secretary of Labor Silvestre H. Bello III.
For the highly urbanized city category, from the National Capital Region, PESO City of Mandaluyong.
For the component and independent component city category, from Region 10, PESO Oroquieta City, Misamis Occidental.
For the first to second class municipality, from Calabarzon Region, PESO Angono Rizal.
For the third to fourth class municipality, from Calabarzon Region, PESO Pila Laguna.
For the fifth to sixth class municipality, from Calabarzon Region, PESO Balete Batangas.
For the first class province category, from Region 3, PESO Province of Tarlac.
From Calabarzon, PESO Province of Laguna.
And from Region 11, PESO Province of Davao del Sur.
For the 3rd to 5th class province category, from Mimaropa, PESO Province of Marinduque.
For the Job Placement Office, from Calabarzon, University of Batangas. The Hall of Fame Award is an award given to the PESO or PESOs that won the Best PESO Award for 3 consecutive years in the same category. The following are the awardees for this year's Hall of Fame Awards.
For the 1st to 2nd class municipality category, PESO ang honorizado. For the 1st class province category, PESO Province of Tarlac.
Congratulations to all the winners of the 2020 Search for Best PESO Awards, and may each PESO continue to provide quality and outstanding services for the people.
The year 2020 marked the unfortunate cancellation of the annual search for Best PESO Awards due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In spite of the challenges that the COVID pandemic brought to our lives, the department has chosen to recognize the accomplishments rendered by the PESOs during these trying times in the hope of nurturing the spirit of service for their respective communities through innovation, resilience, and humanitarian service. The Secretary's Award for Bayanihan Service is open to all PESOs nationwide who had exceptional and extraordinary contribution, resulting to engagement of its clients to quality and decent employment. Winners were chosen among nominees coming from all DOLE regional offices under 9 PESO categories. Adapting the screening procedure specified in the Search for Best PESO Manual, the Secretary's Bayanihan Service Award covers the activities conducted by PESOs from the months of March to December 2020. A total of 66 entries were submitted to the Bureau of Local Employment. The screening was conducted by the Evaluation Committee of the Bureau, in which 49 entries qualified. The trimmed-down list underwent initial deliberation to validate the scores gained by each entry. With a clean list on hand, a second-stage deliberation, presided by the steering committee, firmed up the matrix of nominees for submission to the Secretary for selection. Winners shall receive a trophy and 100,000 pesos, while a consolation prize of 20,000 pesos will be awarded to the rest of the qualified entries. Moving on with our awarding ceremony, let us now present the nominees and the winners, starting with First Class Province category. The nominees are Region 1, Pangasinan Provincial PESO. Region 3, Pampanga Provincial PESO. Region 4A, Laguna Provincial PESO. Region 4B, Oriental Mindoro Provincial PESO. Region 6, Iloilo Provincial PESO. Region 10, Misamis Oriental Provincial PESO. Region 11, Davao del Sur Provincial PESO. And the winner is from Calabarzon, PESO, Province of Laguna. Second-class province category. Again, one LGU submitted its entry and qualified to receive the award. The award goes to Region 10, Lanao del Norte Provincial PESO. 3rd to 5th class province category. The lone entry for this category qualified, and the award goes to Region 3, Aurora Provincial Peso. Job Placement Office, NGO, CBO category. Only one entry qualified, and the award goes to Region 4A, University of Batangas, Job Placement Office, Batangas City. First, second class municipal peso category. The nominees are CAR, La Trinidad Municipal Peso, Benguet. Region 2, San Mariano Municipal Peso, Isabela. Region 3, Dinalupihan Municipal Peso, Bataan. Region 4A, Los Baños Municipal Peso, Laguna. Region 6, Oton Municipal Peso, Iloilo. Region 7, Tubigon Municipal Peso, Bohol. Region 11, Kapalong Municipal Peso, Davao del Norte. Region 12, Pigcawayan Municipal Peso. And the winners are from Region 2, Peso San Mariano, Isabela, and from Calabarzon, Peso Los Baños, Laguna. Congratulations! Third, fourth class municipal peso category. The nominees are CAR, Alfonso Lista Municipal Peso, Ifugao. Region 1, Bacara Municipal Peso, Ilocos Norte. Region 2, Nagilian Municipal Peso, Isabela. Region 3, Llanera Municipal Peso, Nueva Ecija. Region 4A, Pila Municipal Peso, Laguna. Region 5, Tigaon Municipal Peso, Camarines Sur. Region 6, Tubungan Municipal Peso, Iloilo. Region 7, San Miguel Provincial Peso, Bohol. Region 8, Barugo Municipal Peso, Leyte. Region 9, Payao Municipal Peso, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Region 10, Jimenez Municipal Peso, Misamis Occidental. Region 11, Magsaysay Municipal Peso, Davao del Sur. Region 12, Lebac Municipal Peso, Sultan Kudarat. And the winners are from Region 3, Peso Llanera, Nueva Ecija. From Region 10, Peso Jimenez, Misamis Occidental. And from Region 11, Peso Magsaysay, Davao del Sur. Congratulations! Component and Independent Component City Peso category. The nominees are CAR, Tabuk City Peso, Kalinga. Region 1, Alaminos City Peso, Pangasinan. Region 2, Ilagan City Peso, Isabela. Region 3, San Jose del Monte City Peso, Bulacan. Region 4A, Bacoor City Peso. Region 6, Pasay City Peso. Iloilo, Region 7, Dumaguete City Peso, Negros Oriental. Region 8, Ormoc City Peso. Region 9, Isabela City Basilan. Region 10, Oroquieta City Peso, Misamis Occidental. Region 11, Tagum City Peso, Davao del Norte. Region 12, Kidapawan City Peso, Cotabato. And the winners are from Region 10, Peso, Oroquieta City, Misamis Occidental. From Region 2, Peso, Ilagan City, Isabela. From Region 11, Peso, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. And from Region 3, Peso, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Congratulations! Highly urbanized city category. The nominees are NCR, Mandaluyong City Peso. NCR, Quezon City Peso. Region 3, Olongapo City Peso. Region 4A, Lucena City Peso, Quezon. Region 6, Iloilo City Peso. Region 7, Lapu-Lapu City Peso, Cebu. Region 11, Davao City Peso, Davao del Sur. Region 12, General Santos City Peso, South Cotabato. Region 10, Iligan City, Lanao del Norte. And the winners are from Region 11, Peso, Davao City, Davao del Sur. And from Region 10, Peso, Iligan City, Lanao del Norte. Choice of the Press Award. The Choice of the Press Award recognizes the quality of audio and visual elements that were composed and compiled in a short video clip to convey the initiatives undertaken by the LGU's PESO nominees in support of their respective documentary submissions. The DOLE acknowledges the participation of our private media partners and extends its heartfelt thanks to Manila Bulletin and Philippine News Agency and the DOLE Information and Public Service as the chair for the evaluation and selection of winners of the Choice of the Press Award. Criteria for the selection of videos consist of video content, impact to viewers, and quality of video production. A special citation and a prize of 10,000 pesos will be given to the following pesos, whose videos stood out in delivering impactful messages in the following criteria. For innovation, From Region 1, Pangasinan Provincial Peso. For resilience. From the National Capital Region, Mandaluyong City Peso. For humanitarian service. From Region 1, Alaminos City Peso, Pangasinan. Four pesos won the hearts of the media, who served as the judges in screening all the 49 entries, which qualified in the search. Each peso will receive 20,000 pesos and a trophy. For the Choice of the Press Award, the winners are: third place, from Region 9, Isabela City Peso, Basilan. Second place, from Calabarzon, Lucena City Peso, Quezon. And from Mimaropa, Oriental Mindoro Provincial Peso. And for the first place, from Region 3, Pampanga Provincial Peso. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all watch the best video for the Choice of the Press Award.
Ganon! Okay.
Siya si Jojit, o mas kilala sa tawag na Ara Muna, ang recording artist sa likod ng kantang Ojo Kaluguranda Ka. Ang Kapampangan rendition ng kantang Sometimes When We Touch.
Natsambahan ko yung may kantang tumatak po sa akin.
Pero sa kabila ng kasikatan, hiyaw at palakpakan, nawalan ng kislap at hulay ang kanyang makinang nabuhay. Isa kasi ang entertainment industry sa mga tinamaan sa kasagsagan ng pandemya noong 2020.
Umiyak ako. Papunta na ako doon sa depression.
Pero sa likod ng dilim, may pag-asang magningning. Sa tupad o tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged o displaced workers, nabigyan ng provincial government at ng DOLE ng pansamantalang trabaho ang ilang sektor sa lalawigan, kasama na ang mga musicians at entertainers gaya ni Jojit o Ara Muna.
Tupad na tupad talaga yung binigay na tupad sa amin.
Sa bawat tulo naman ng luha ni Mang Asher,
Parang nawala na sana akong pag-asa.
ang pagtanaw ng utang na loob hindi lang sa pagtulong ng Kapitolyo sa anak niyang may cancer, kundi pati ang dagdag na kita sa mga kabarangay niyang mananahi na nawalan ng hanap buhay.
Karoon ng hanap buhay yung mga kabaryo ko.
Dahil a mask is a must, mga reusable face mask ang ipinagawa na bibilhin ng Kapitolyo sa tulong ng PESO at DOLE. Habang ang iba, pinagawa ng mga PPEs, bedsheets at kortina na ginagamit sa mga isolation facilities.
Buti nga kami, kahit paano, kahit may sakit yung anak ko, hindi ako pinababayaan na mawala ng trabaho.
Ang sabi ng ilan, ang mahirap lalo pang naghirap. Pero para sa 38 anyos na mangangalakal na si Mang Glenn at mga kasama niya, hindi raw nila naramdaman na nag-iisa sila. Nabigyan ng pushcart program ng DOLE, may paayuda pa.
Alpo, salamat.
Ang programa ng PESO ay naisa sa katuparan sa tulong ng DOLE Region 3 at ng 19 na bayan at 3 syudad sa lalawigan.
Nakaraos po kami.
So we tend to be creative, we tend to be flexible, we tend to reach to our people.
Natulungan makapasok sa kooperatiba ang 276 miyembro ng jeepney drivers. No face-to-face classes, no problem. No worries din dahil tuloy-tuloy ang ayuda sa mga estudyante, tutorship program at urban gardening ang inatupag. Handog naman sa mga nawalan ng work, ang freebies. At isa sa ipinagmamalaking programa ng Pampanga, ang Balik Pinas, Balik Pampanga program na layong tulungang makauwi ng ligtas ang Kapampangang OFWs at OFs. maging ang iba pang mga pangangailangan ng kanilang mga pamilya.
Talagang sundo ang kanilang accommodations, yung full meal sila. Paghatid pa sa Kapitolyo kung saan magsisend off, doon sila susundin ng pamilya nila. And then of course, yung libre pa yung swab.
At first in the Philippines, itong itinayong OFW Hospital sa Pampanga. Dala ng new normal, active din ang PESO sa social media para mas madali ang info dissemination. Innovative, check. Humanitarian, check. Resilient, check. Dagdag na benepisyo, alternatibong trabaho para sa mga taga-Pampanga kahit pa sa panahon ng pandemya.
Congratulations to all the winners. The implementation of Camp Bayanihan 1 and 2 served as the government's primary intervention program to mitigate the economic effects of the COVID-19 pandemic through the provision of financial assistance to workers affected by establishment closure and manpower reduction throughout the country. In order to achieve the goals of Bayanihan 1 and 2, the Dole regional and field offices implemented programs at the front lines and intensified their efforts with the main objective of providing efficient service to the public despite the challenges brought by the pandemic. The Dole deeply acknowledges the Dole RO's and FO's exceptional public service and implementation of the program. With this, the department recognizes through this camp awards the Dole ROs and FOs that went beyond in providing exemplary service to the affected workers in this time of pandemic through the camp.
Here are the criteria for the evaluation and selection of the Major and Special Camp Awards. For the advocacy criterion, a rating of 5 was given to offices that used dual-time media, 4 for quad media, 3 for tri-media, 2 for bi-media, and 1 for single medium. For the innovation criterion, a rating of 5 was given to offices that implemented other strategies beyond the prescribed process in the guidelines, and 1 to those offices that implemented the prescribed process in the guidelines. For the utilization of funds criterion, a rating of 5 was given to those offices with 100% claimed financial support on or before June 19, 2020 for Camp 1 and July 31, 2021 for Camp 2, 4 for 99% to 85%, 3 for 84% to 75%, 2 for 74% to 50%, and 1 for 49% and below.
We have seen the mechanics of the Camp Awards, and before we proceed with the awarding, allow us to read the citation for the recipients of the major awards. Plaque of Recognition for being the COVID-19 Adjustment Measures Program Major Awardee, given this 23rd day of September 2021 on the occasion of the 21st National PESO Congress, held at Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental, signed by Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III. For the special awards, allow us to read the citations for the special awardees. Plaque of Recognition for being the COVID-19 Adjustment Measures Program, given this 23rd day of September 2021 on the occasion of the 21st National PESO Congress, held at Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental, signed by Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III. And now, let us reveal the winners for the Camp Bayanihan Awards.
The winners of the Camp Bayanihan Major Awards are Zamboanga Sibugay Field Office under the Light Classification, Cagayan de Oro Field Office under the Moderate Classification, Camp Bayanihan 1. Nueva Vizcaya Field Office under the Light Classification, Pampanga Field Office under the Moderate Classification, Camp Bayanihan 2. The winners of the Camp Bayanihan 1 Special Awards: Best in Advocacy, Regional Office 7. Best in Innovation, Regional Office 9. Best in Fund Utilization, Regional Office 12. For the Camp Bayanihan 2 Special Awards: Best in Advocacy, Regional Office 11. Best in Innovation, Regional Office 12. Best in Fund Utilization, Regional Office 12.
We would also like to recognize the tireless efforts and exemplary performance of all our Dole regional offices. as well as our partner digital payment facilities during the implementation of the camp. With this, we will present them plaques of appreciation, which read, Plaque of Appreciation to for its wholehearted and unwavering service in the implementation of the COVID-19 Adjustment Measures Program, given this 23rd day of September 2021 on the occasion of the 21st National PESO Congress, held at Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental. Signed by Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III. Finally, we share the honor of this award with our former DOLE Regional Directors, Chona Mantilla, Ofelia Domingo, Cyril Ticao, Yaya Senti, former BLE Director and Labor Attaché Ponciano Ligutong, and the late Regional Director, Cicinio Cano, in recognition of their valuable contribution and admirable leadership as partners of the Bureau of Local Employment and the PESO in providing all of our employment facilitation service programs. Congratulations to the winners of the Camp Awards. Serving the public with your passion and commitment, despite the challenges of the pandemic, enormously helped not only the department, but more importantly our clients in these trying times. As we continue to navigate the road to recovery, may we remain resolute and work harder together for the exigency of service. Mabuhay, Camp Awardees! The uncertainty about our national health crisis posed several issues and concerns on the implementation of youth employment programs, one of which is the Jumpstart Philippines. Most of the LGU counterpart funds for Jumpstart were realigned for COVID-19 mitigation programs. The next recipient of the special award is a local government unit that implemented the Jumpstart program using 100% local funds and resources. This LGU harnessed the internet to reach out to clients, thereby minimizing exposure to the virus. With this, we would like to commend Tagum City in Southern Philippines, Region 11, which pushed through with the Jumpstart program in 2020. Enlisting 37 trainees by developing a computer-aided system for its beneficiaries to keep in pace with the life skills training and jumpstart their placement with partner employers. For this valuable effort, commitment, and support, we congratulate the local government unit of Tagum City, headed by City Mayor Alan L. Relion, and PESO Tagum, headed by Ms. Roginette P. Llanos. The professionalization of the PESO personnel through the promulgation of NC4, Certification for PESO Managers, in December 2019 was made possible in cooperation with the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority and through the support of the Asian Development Bank and Jumpstart Philippines. Today, we recognize the pioneer NC4 holders from the DOLE and PESO who are now experts and eligible to become TESDA assessors. Assistant Regional Director Estrella U. Pahalia, DOLE RO10, Mr. Marlito D. Ayala, DOLE RO11, Mr. Diosdado R. Rañeses, PESO Legazpi, Ms. Cheryl B. Espinosa, PESO Panabo, Roginette P. Llanos, PESO Tagum, Romualdo A. Garcia, PESO Binyan, Julian Fortunato Lobchoy, DOLE Abra Field Office, Roma Q. Madrigal, DOLE FO Eastern Pangasinan, Catherine P. Singzon, PESO Tacloban. We thank you for your steadfast dedication and commitment in pursuing excellence towards further elevating the PESO's capacity to serve. On that note, we are winding up today's awarding ceremonies. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day, everyone.